As usual, they left her outside in the cold. Alrighty, welcome to Oliva Sinistra Tells Stories. Tells all. Okay, now, so I thought I write short stories beside poetry. This is the first one, obviously. I have nothing down. But I thought, okay, maybe it would be fun to read you one. And then later, I actually will present to you who the short story is about because we have it here in the studio present. Now, who else is going to get you that, right? Like a private, like a secret interview with the star of the story. This is amazing. It's like interviewing, think about it like interviewing Mickey Mouse, like interviewing anxiety from Inside Out, which I haven't seen, but I hear good things. Anyway, yeah, I'll start with the story, okay, guys? As usual, they left her outside in the cold. Was it forgetfulness or neglect? She wasn't sure. She knew only that she was the one being kept out often. Whatever happens, she tells herself, I'll make it through. Snow was starting to drizzle, and the first cloud like layer began to cover the landscape. Obviously, this weather made it harder to be outside, but like many, she couldn't help but to enjoy this whimsical phenomenon. Most of all, she loved how the first snowflakes would gather on her hands and make it shiny and crisp and a little ticklish. She knew she'd be of no use that day, and perhaps for many months. And while that thought still clenched her stomach with anxiety, the immutability of the facts helped her in letting it snow. Oh, no, sorry, letting it go. Wow, whimsy season indeed. I guess it wasn't as much of a resolve in letting it go as it was like the gravity of the years and the natural wisdom that cascades from them. She strongly suspected that this would be her last winter. Another season left outside, and an old junky outdoor broom would have to be replaced. And so, what was left for our lonely broom but the choice to brush off what was certainly going to pass and lean on what was passing right then? At least, she still got that choice. In the early years, when the kids still lived in the home and the weather never seemed to get this drastic, she had found fulfillment in her work. Number one on the call sheet for helping the kids clean their green leafy yard or to dispose of pebbles, tree dust, and pine cones, who, by the way, couldn't go a day without assembling in the yard for political discussions. And although their political views appalled her, she kind of admired their unflinching one pointedness, gathering and fighting for their spots, even though they knew they would all be disposed of by morning. Isn't that what some part of courage is about? To do the damn thing, even knowing full well that damn thing has finite timing. Like a gathering of dust and the sweeping of such. A sacred design, a holy rhythm. Winter brings quietude, and with it times to observe life. And the more we do, the more it becomes apparent that all moves and falls in a secret design. And the more you become aware of it, the more you want to move accordingly. But being in your head for too long might just blind you to your immediacy. Like right now, when lost in thought, she hadn't noticed a strong squall creeping through, and had not prepared to stern up her wooden body, she now was falling flat on the pavement. Great! Imminent death is not so subtle after all, she thought. She didn't like being on her back. You understand, you can love the snow and all, but isn't it better to enjoy it while some part of you are still remaining dry? Plus, she didn't want her last season to be lived lying down. She always imagined she'd die in one of those big factories, still shining, with hundreds of other brooms. Not alone for the first time. But here we are. Damn it. What if the snow piles up enough to bury her? What if she couldn't see anything for days? She begins to panic. Her frame, once sleek golden brown, now appeared dim and with many tiny cracks. Cracks found by the snow who rushed to sneak into them. Pissed and freezing, she couldn't help but give a little chortle. It was still very ticklish. But, as it had been for her whole life, even humor fell a little flat without someone to share it with. I guess it's part of the fabric of life. for every life form, for everything. Companionship, friendship, love. That need can't be swept away. A timely, melting snowflakes slides down the right upper corner of her frame. Some might call it a tear. Those who call it a tear from a broom for God's sake, would obviously be weirdos. But weirdos with good sense of that very sacred rhythm. Lying down, she had a good view of the pines overhead. Gustavo and Sandy, the squirrel family, scurried through the branches, gathering their final supplies before retreating in their cozy nest. A raven soared by. He saw her, she saw him, as he kept on flying south. As the world moved on, some hibernating, some rushing for their final preparation, as the snow fell thicker and higher, she felt something. Alone, trembling little snowflake in one of her splits. Its comrades had already melted away and had been reunited with the white coat underneath. But he was holding on. She could feel him grapple as if stretching his tiny arms around her crevice and holding on tighter. So she relaxed herself a bit, just enough for her frame to expand to give him a little room. Now, that silence, which only comes with the first big snowfall of the year, surrounds them. From inside the house, she can smell the fireplace burning up and a gentle smell of cinnamon coming from the kitchen. The animals had finally finished their arrangement, and life will be moving on. It's just the two of them, unlikely friends, at the end of the world as they know it. The flake soon to be reunited with the oneness from which he came from, and she to be submerged from his family. Unlikely friends indeed. But unlikely, even opposite friends, are still just that, friends. A final gift of solace given by helping someone else. A strange foe becomes a blessing. A perceived enemy becomes a friend. A play immortalized in the eternal melody. It's time, she thinks. And the snowflake, not even speaking the same thought language, understands. Her calm, accepting demeanor make him brave. He finally lets go and drizzled on to his own infinity. At the very most, 1 minute, and she will be submerged. She is no longer panicked, no longer longing. She still doesn't know what spring will bring, but for the first time, she doesn't need to. A stillness drowns the landscape, it engulfs her soul, and the snow blankets her entirely. And wait, what was that? Our buried friend is chuckling. She thinks, aren't snowflakes known for their sacred design? Wow, if that had not been subtle, neither had life. And that, my friends, is a lonely broom. I know I like to write stories where I personify objects or like animals or things and anything, plants. Louisa, I'm gonna write a story about you. Now, this story has not been written yet, but when I write a story about Louisa, you will see how much of a diva, of a prima donna she really is, okay? But she can do it, she deserves it. Let her. Let's let her. Anyway, yeah, so now for the interview, I had to email and call her manager. Nobody would reply to me for like months. I mean, that's show business for you. When you are trying to reach stars for interviews, they barely even respond to you nowadays. They only want to do podcasts. But I was able to secure her. So without further ado, give it up for it's her. It's the lonely outdoor broom, guys. I know. How have you been? I know. Oh, wow, 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 wow! It's such a pleasure. It's such a pleasure to know you, Miss. We have heard a lot about you. So tell us, how does it feel to be part of such an amazing story? Okay, guys, see you next time.